so everybody listening, paying close attention. So today we're talking about factoring trinomials where A is greater than 1. Now, the first thing you check for is the GCF. You ask yourself, is this 2 a GCF of 2, 15, and 18? No, it is not. So there's got to be another way that we can factor this. Well, let me back up. There's got to be a way that we can factor this similar to what we've already learned in order to do this by trial and error. So, what we're going to do, we know there's no GCF, so we're immediately going to break it into 2 sets of parentheses, just like before. Just like we did up here when A was equal to 1. The difference is this. Instead of having just X and X, we've got to factor this 2 also. But 2 only has 2 factors. What are they? 1 and 2. So we're going to do 2x and 1x. Now, I technically don't need to put the 1 there, but I'm putting it there for emphasis right now. Okay, now we're going to do our signs the same way we did before, but there will be a chance that we will have to change the signs. In other words, maybe flip them. So if I put my positive first and then my negative, if it requires that, I may have to flip them once I start my trial and error. Now, this problem does not require that because what are the signs in this problem?
Negative.
Both negative, so that makes it easy on us. Now, the next step is to choose the factors of 18 that are most likely to work. You don't know if they're going to work yet until you check it. But here's how we do it. This is a really good strategy. You're going to choose the factors that are closest together. So what are the factors of 18 that are closest together?
9 and 9?
Nope. Those are...
9 and 12.
It wouldn't be 9 and 9. It would be 9 and 2. 6 and 3. So let's list them. 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. Those are your factors of 18. So the ones closest together are 3 and 6. So I'm just going to throw them in. 3 and 6. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if that's right yet. It's not like the previous problems where I know that it's going to work. This time I've got to check it and to make sure it's going to work. And here's how I check it. I use O and I of the FOIL method to check. Now, O and I means outside, inside. So I'm going to multiply the outside terms. 2x times negative 6, that's negative 12x. And then the inside terms. Negative 3 times 1x is negative 3x. And I combine those. And that gives me negative 15x. If that number is what is in the middle, you know that you did it correctly. So we did this correctly. Now, I've been doing these a long time. And I know that one of the fastest ways to get the right answer the quickest is to choose factors that are closest together. Okay? Because you don't know which pair of factors is going to work. So you're going to choose the ones that we think might work. If they don't work, guess what we have to do? Scratch it out and put something else there. And you'll see that.
I could do 14 on my own.
All right, good. All right, now, the first thing we ask is if 5 is a GCF. Is it? No. So, we're going to break it up into 2 sets of parentheses since there is no GCF.
5x, and then, 5p, and then 1p.
Good. Okay, now my signs.
You got to figure out which one you'll put a positive and which one you'll put a negative.
What I would recommend is just put them anywhere you want to start with. So how do you want to do it? Positive, negative. We might have to swap those depending on how the numbers work out. Alright, then we're going to choose the factors of 48 closest together. So 1 and 48, 2 and 24, 3, 16, 4, 12, 6, 8. So 6 and 8 are the ones closest together. So I'm just going to throw them in there, guys. 6 and 8. Now, if you may not have to, if you want to test it as you're putting them in, that's fine. But I like to just throw them in there, then check it, and then rearrange. So, let's check it. Outside will be negative 40p. Inside will be positive 6p. This comes out to be negative 34p. Is that what we wanted? No. We also wanted the middle term to be positive, which means my larger factor probably will need to be positive. But we don't know that yet. So 6 and 8 aren't going to work. Unless we can switch them around, it'll work. So let's swap them. Now you say, well, what if you're using pen? Don't use pen. Okay? Don't use pen. Okay? I'm using pen, so here's what I'm going to do. 8 and 6. Alright? So now I check it. So, this doesn't work. 5p minus 6 is negative 30p. 8 times 1p is 8p. This comes out to be negative 22p. We're close, but we don't have the same sign as the middle. Switch the signs, Chase. Minus, plus. Now we did it. We're done. I don't need to recheck myself, because if it's ever an issue where all I have to do is switch signs, there's nothing to check. You're done. That took us a couple tries. It took us 2 tries to get this right. If you count swapping the signs, that would be 3 tries, but that kind of goes along with second try. So 5p minus 8 times 1p plus 6 is the answer. Trial and error. Let's flip it. Okay, look at 15. Alright, is 3 a GCF? No. So, 3 only has 2 factors. 3h and 1h. Alright, now my sign, last sign is negative, which means I'm going to have a positive and a negative, so I'm just going to throw it in there as positive and negative. I don't know if I have to rearrange it yet. Next, I'm going to choose the factors of 40 that are closest together. Alright, good. Go ahead and list them. So 5 and 8. I'm just going to throw it in there. 5, 8. Alright. I did that just blindly. And you say, what I mean by blindly is, I'm not checking as I'm going to see if it's right. I'm going to check it after I get numbers in there. So now I'm going to check it. 3h times negative 8. And you don't have to draw these little arcs. I just do that for emphasis. That's negative 24h. And then 5 times 1h. That's 5h. Negative 24 plus 5 is negative 19h. Is that what we wanted? Yes. So this checks. So we're done. That's it. 3h plus 5 times 1h minus 8. First try, got it.
Wow.
Alright, let's do number 16. Now, 16 will have some options for us because 12 has more than 2 factors. It has 4 and 3, 1 and 12, 2 and 6. But, keeping with what we've done before, we're going to choose the factors closest together, which are 4 and 3. So, 4x and 3x. And again, there's no GCF here. The last sign is negative, so we're going to have a positive and a negative. There are only 2 factors of 2, 1 and 2. So I'm just going to do 1 and 2. This may not work. Alright, 4x times negative 2 is negative 8x. And then 1 times 3x is 3x. This comes out to be negative 5x. Is that what we wanted? No, but it's close. Switch the signs. Negative and positive, and we're done.
What's the range of 1 and 2 from?
Because the factors of 2 are 1 and 2. Those are the only 2 factors of 2.
I feel like these could get really confusing because there's so much stuff that you gotta you can switch around.
Well, I mean, there could be, but if you stick to these rules I'm talking about, choosing the factors closest together, you're going to have less of that. What was your question? Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, let's look at 17. Again, is 6 a GCF? Wait a second now. 6 is no. 6 not a GCF of 5 and 21. Now you say, well, wait a second. Maybe 3 is. Is 3 a GCF? No, because 3 is not a GCF of 5. So no, it's not. All right. So there is not a GCF. So we're going to break the 6 up into the factors of 6 closest together, which are 3y and 2y. Is it always going to work out with the factors that are closest together? No. It will not all. In math, you have to be careful saying always. Okay? Because there's always some other way or some other situation. So, alright. So, with that said, we're going to have a plus and a minus. We want the factors of 21 that are closest together. What are those?
7 and 3.
7 and 3. Let's check it. 3y times negative 3 is negative 9y. And then 7 times 2y is 14y. And that's positive 5y. We're close. Switch the signs because we want negative. Negative 7 plus 3, and we're done. Alright, I'm going to stop the video here and let you... Actually, I do want to do 18 on video. Alright, now, number 18. 16, 60, and 54 have a GCF. Can anybody tell me what that is?
2? No,
2 is definitely,
hold on.
but is there anything else?
You can simplify it down and that will equal to...
Is 4 a GCF?
4, 10, 4.
54 divided by 4 is what?
None.
No.
What?
54 divided by what?
4.
It's 13.5. So 4 is not a GCF. So 2 is the GCF. Alright, so 2 is the GCF, so we're going to factor that out. That leaves 8m squared plus 30m minus 27. Alright, now, this part is going to be factored. We're going to bring the 2 down, then we're going to do our 2 sets of parentheses. So we checked for the GCF, and there was a GCF. So we factored it out by division. Now this part is left. Now we want to choose the factors of 8 closest together. 4 and 2, good. Alright, now the last sign's negative, so I'm going to do positive and negative. I hear music. Turn that off if you would. Alright, 27 has, what factors of 27 are closest together? 9 and 3. So let's try 9 and 3. Then we'll check it. Now don't look at the 2 when you're checking yourself, because you're only looking at this 8m squared plus 30m minus 27. So, negative 12m plus 18m is 6m. That's not right. We want a 30. So can we do something else? Why don't we swap the 3 and the 9? So 3 and 9 swapped. You're going to try things until you get it. Okay, 4m times negative 9, negative 36m, and then 3 times 2 is 6m, so that's negative 30m, and that's close. We want it to be positive. Change the signs. And that's it. We're done. Alright, so I am going to stop the video now, and we're going to practice this. Okay, number 19, after you've had some time to work. So, we ask, is there a GCF between 9, 12, and 4? And there is not. So, we go straight to our parentheses. And then we're going to break 9x squared into 3x and 3x because those are the factors of 9 closest together. Now, these may not work. They might work. We'll just have to see. Alright, we've got a minus and a plus, which means you're going to have minus, minus. That makes it easy on us. And then there are the factors of 4 closest together are 2 and 2. So, we've got it laid out. Let's check it. 3x times negative 2 is negative 6x. And then negative 2 times 3x is negative 6x. Together, they're negative 12x. And that's what we wanted. So this is correct. So by just following a few simple rules, we were able to run into the answer. We ran into it because we did it a certain way. Alright, number 20. You ask yourself, is there a GCF between 8, 56, and 96? And there is. It is 8. So we factor out the 8. That makes it nice on us. Y squared plus 7y plus 12. Thank you. Okay, now, at this point, what's in parentheses is not, it's a less complicated factoring problem because A is equal to 1. So we're going to bring down our parentheses, bring down our 8. We'd have y and y, plus and plus, and then the factors of 12. 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 4 and 3, or 3 and 4, and the ones that we're going to choose to add up to 7 are 3 and 4. So that's it.
Okay, Coach.
Okay?
I did